Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drive-Thru. I'm your host, Tony T. As we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out of here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the Drive-Thru Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Is deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and at Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us today. All right, with us today, it's Wednesdays. We got Mitch, Ninos, Ruffolo, and Big Al McMordie. All right, good lineup of card here tonight in prime time. So let's get this one underway. Let's go ahead and welcome in Chris Ruffolo. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs as well as at Sports Chat Place. Also part of that morning crew. Chris, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. Just enjoying the afternoon baseball and ready for a pretty nice card for the evening action tonight.
Yeah, very nice card for an evening action. Also, don't forget there's game 2 of a doubleheader coming up here. Actually, just started right now, so that game has begun. We're going to look at this one tonight, 8 Eastern Time, as the Rangers here will host the Athletics. Texas here laying $1.90, totals at 7.5.
Yeah, and Tony, there are certain plays that I've keyed in on for much of the season, and while certain runs can't last forever, this is one of those plays that I'm just going to keep riding until the wheels fall off. Taking the Oakland A's in the first 5. Now, Paul Blackburn going for the A's here, and a lot would agree that he's been the best arm for the A's this season. He's been exceptionally good on the road, and in 10 road starts, Blackburn 5-0 with a 1.28 ERA. He's given up 2 runs or less in 9 of the 10 road starts, and he's actually had shutouts in 6 of the 10 appearances. When he leaves the game, it's all about the bullpen after that. But more importantly, the A's 10-0 on the money line in the first 5 in Blackburn's road starts this year, after Blackburn tossed 6.1 shutout innings last time out. Now, John Gray, he's been slightly better at home this year, still has a 3.80 ERA, and teams are having the most success off of Gray the first time through the order, hitting 261 off of Gray the first time through the season. Now, the value here lies in the implied probability. At last check, I was seeing Oakland first 5 money line sitting around plus 155, plus 160, a price that the books normally associate with something that they assume or will estimate it hits at about a 38, 39% clip. We're getting that price for a play that's hit in 100% of games in a 10-game sample size this year. There's just too much value for me to pass on here. It's a push if it's a tie after the first 5. So if you want that extra safety net, you can take Oakland plus half a run if you can get it around minus 110, minus 115. But the play here, Oakland first 5 money line at plus 160.
All right, plus 160, plus 145. Do your shopping. These lines are all over the place depending on your sports book. Chris found plus 160. I looked at here at one of the popular ones at plus 145. Yeah, it's interesting that you went this direction because the way the Rangers bullpen is performing lately, I'm surprised you just went with the full game because the Texas is just giving up a flood of runs of late. And Oakland's showing something with the bat.
That they are, but you look at the last couple times that we've seen Blackburn, on the hill, on the road, had the lead 1-0. The A's had that early 1-0 lead and then found a way to lose 2-1 in the later innings. Same thing, we saw this at it with a big price tag associated with Blackburn. I think it was plus 225 when the A's were playing the Yankees, and the A's led that game. I think it was 5-3 when Blackburn left, and then the bullpen fell apart as the Yankees just surged past. So with me, I'm going first 5 just because of how off it's. Like I said, it's hit in all 10 road starts for Blackburn this season. For me, I'm just trying to take the volatility out of the bullpen, where we've seen the bullpen has let Blackburn down in the later innings in his starts on the road.
Yeah, certainly have. Blackburn is about the pitcher that gives Montez as well, a couple of pitchers that give the Oakland team the best chance of winning. Of course, Montez sideline here kind of put interest to see how this will work here as we hit the trade deadline, as Montez was someone who was definitely out in rumors, maybe as Blackburn as well. But anyway, Athletics first 5 plus 145 against the Rangers. This one will have a start time here of 8 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs, where Chris has been on fire. He's in top of the leaderboards here last 30 days, past 7 days. Putting up some great numbers here, 1,367 units of profit over at Pick Dogs Premium, all documented. Still up, we've got looks like we have a good handful of games up here. Looks like there's 10 games here still to go off here in the primetime hours. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, Tony, I've got my $15 pick-off play. We're in the mix for 6. We're going for 6 straight winners. We hit 5 yesterday with the I can't remember what my play was yesterday. The Houston Astros. There we go. But still, got that play on the board, $15. Also got my my walk-off Wednesday 3-pack on the board. That's $40. That $15 play not included. So if you want everything, hop on something long-term. Get you the 4 plays tonight, as well as a couple extra days where you'll get some great baseball action. The 3-day will get you pretty much all the action up until the All-Star break. Got 7 days, 30 days, all the way up to a year, whether it's just with me or someone else, part of the 2-for-1 capper deal. Tons of great value there. You can see a ton of us are tearing it up right now, and going to do it again tonight, hopefully. So hop on board. Let's make some money together.
Let's get on board here with Chris Ruffolo over at Pick Dogs. From season numbers 1,367 units of profit last 30 days, all documented. He has a 3-pack up there on the board here. His best bets here for Major League Baseball. Also a $15 pick-off play up as well. Remember, these one-offs are credit guaranteed. What that means, they must show a profit or the credit's restored back into your account for other picks. So make that note of that. Credit guaranteed on all individual plays and one-offs. One-day 3-packs are credit guaranteed. Of course, the long-term passes can serve you well. Those are not guaranteed because they're sold at such a discounted price. And let's speak about this reduced price during the MLB season pass. Chris, you reduced your price here on this. We also have a July promo that would be pretty good value there.
Yeah, I got my MLB season pass, $3.99 for the second half of the season, and you still have that promo code July 14. You're running out of time to be able to use it today and tomorrow. 14% off. I said you can't go wrong. You use it on that season pass that's taken off about, what am I looking at, $40-$50 at the very least. So can't do the quick math on the top of my head. But
55.
Still, yeah, $55-$60. So yeah, you can't go wrong using that July 14 promo code.
Yeah, it's about 3.5 months left of baseball when you had the 2.5 months of regular season left. And, of course, the 1 month of postseason, including all postseason. Great value there with the MLB season pass. Reduced use at July 14th and save money. All right, Chris, as always, great having you show. See that success. We can't let you off until the manager there at Toronto was let go. And, of course, that team is near and dear to you. But, we've all agreed they pretty much underperformed this year. Starting pitching, bullpen, and, of course, road hitting.
Well, the thing is that it's always seemed to be something for the Jays. Unfortunately, you don't want to wish anybody to lose their job, but I'm happy to see Charlie Montoyo go. I think he was part of the reason. There's a lot of questionable decisions he made. Now you got to address the bullpen if you're the Jays at the deadline. You also got to find a starter because the starting rotation is banged up. And Tony, like you said, it hasn't been all it's cracked up to be when you looked at the names that were in that rotation before the season started. So we'll have to see how it goes. There's still a whole second half of the season. Toronto, came on strong in the second half as well last year. So we'll have to see how it shakes out.
See how it shakes out. All right, Chris, continue that success. We'll talk with you again next week. We'll check you out here. Of course, I know you also contribute to the morning show as well as with the videos at night.
Yeah, I just uploaded my videos for tomorrow's action. Got everything covered. Mitch has got the other half of the schedule covered as well as Ron's rundown. Jovan's got a parlay. Tons of content for you guys at Pick Dogs. You just got to log on to the YouTube channel and check it all out.
Yeah, check it all out, guys. Make sure you log on. Of course, you want to make sure you like, subscribe, and set those notifications so when Chris's videos come aboard, you get right on them and get the best numbers with those notifications. All right, Chris, have a great night. We'll talk with you again next week.
Sounds good, Tony. Thanks. Have a good night.
You got Chris Ruffolo here on The Drive. Let's continue on here with the coverage. Let's go ahead and welcome in top units producer over at Pick Dogs for 2022. Also was for 2021. That is Big Al McMordie. Big Al McMordie has a game for tonight for Major League Baseball. So let's bring him in right now. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. Also contributes to the weekend shows at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, Saturday and Sunday with Mitch and the crew. So let's bring in Big Al right now. Big Al, how's your afternoon going?
It's going well. No complaints over here. How are you doing today, Tom?
Doing great. All right, here we go. Tonight, 9:38 Eastern Time, features the Angels here hosting the Astros. They bet this down, but now 110 on both sides, total 7.
Yeah, at 5 times opened up minus 135. Now, as you said, down to, at 5 times, in fact, it's minus 109. So I don't actually agree with the move at all. I'm not sure why people are betting on, the Astros here. But it's a great pitching matchup, Ohtani versus Javier. And Ohtani's made 2 starts already this season versus Houston, and he's been brilliant. 1 run over 10 2/3 innings for a 0.84 ERA and a 0.65 WHIP. And when you take a look at Ohtani, he has this, dichotomy in how he performs, whether his team is favored or whether they're an underdog. When the Angels have been favored, he's actually been quite good. They've gone 24-11 in his 35 starts as a favorite, plus 7.1 net games. But when he's installed as an underdog, there's a big difference. They've gone 4-10 with him, minus 5.6 net games. And of course now, he is favored, although a lot less now than he was earlier in the day. And if you take a look at how they've done since June 2nd, the Angels, of course, are kind of in a tailspin, but not with Ohtani on the hill. With everyone else, they're 6-26, but with him on the mound, they're 5-0 their last 5. And he's been brilliant over those 5 starts. He's given up just 1 earned run over those 5 games, and over his last 4, 0 earned runs. So he's been on fire his last 5. His last 3 starts, in fact, he's had he's had double-digit strikeouts in those 3 games. I think 10, 11, and 13 strikeouts in his last 3 outings. So I just really like Ohtani here now at a much better price. If it's -109 or -110, I think it's a steal.
Yeah, we got Big Al here on the Angels here, -110. I know why the line is moving here is because he was watching the game last night. Trout left with back spasm, and he's not going to play. I'm looking here at a lineup here. It looks like Trout will not play in this game. Of course, it'll be Ohtani leading off, and then the rest of the lineup following him.
Well, then that at least makes some sense. Then that's why the numbers come down. I still like Ohtani, in this matchup. And Javier's been, obviously he's been pitching really well too of late. Although in his last start he got bombed by the Royals, gave up 5 earned runs in I think 5 innings. But Javier has been great as well. It's probably going to be a pitcher stool here down in Anaheim.
I did say wind blowing 9 miles per hour out. We'll see how that works out in Anaheim there. We got Angels -110 against the Astros. This one to have a start time of 9:38 Eastern time. All right, Big Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium. For tonight, top units producer for 2022 over at Pick Dogs, all documented. Looks like we still have 10 games on the board here for Major League Baseball. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, I had a multi-pack, but it went off the board because the first pitch of the first game already started. So I've got 2 games left. If folks want to join for a week or for a month, they can get those 2 plays. They both go at 8 p.m. Eastern and later. And then, of course, I'll be back tomorrow on Thursday with some more baseball action. And we're gonna. When does the Christmas in July special start?
I haven't got the official word. We'll find out from Mitch at the end on his segment. I know we have a couple days left for that July 14th promo, but I don't know exact start time yet for that Christmas in July.
Okay. So yeah, then when that starts, that'll be a big promotion for us, and you can get football at reduced prices.
Absolutely, guys. I get aboard with Big Al McMordie over at Pick Dogs. Premium seed numbers. He's the top unit producer over at Pick Dogs. 2,876 units of profit, all documented. So if you go to Pick Dogs, go to Al's handicapper page, go down to pick history. You can see all the plays up there. He does have there's long-term passes up there. 1 month of all sports for Big Al. You can get on board with that. Again, another great football season last year. He's got his football passes up there. Now you can go ahead and get on board with Big Al with his NCAA and NFL football combined pass, and you could use that July promo. July 14 will save 14% off that price. So a really good value there with Big Al's college football and NFL combined pass right now available at Pick Dogs. Get ready, football's around the corner. The teams are getting ready to head into training camp, college and pros. We got the preseason beginning here in October. Looks like August the 5th, I believe, Raiders and Jaguars. Are you in action, Big Al, in preseason?
I am, but I only do although now they reduced it to 3 weeks, right? They don't even have a 4th week anymore.
The 4th week is now a bye week. It's now a bye week.
Yeah, so I never give out games the first week of the preseason, and I only give out games typically the 2nd and 3rd weeks. And yeah, now I guess I can't remember what I did last year, if I did the 3rd week or not, but typically the 2nd week is where I'll focus on my better plays.
There you go. So check out Big Al. His football passes are now available, and use that July 14th promo. Save yourself 14%. All right, Big Al, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
Thanks, Tony. Talk to you tomorrow.
You got it. Big Al McMordie here on the Drive Thru. Guys, I'm going to say our picks. We'll do a complete recap at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here with the show. It's now time to welcome in Al Ninos to the show. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring in Al right now. He was looking a lot at that. Let's see if he's got this game again. Yes, he's been looking a lot at this Rays and Red Sox series. I think he's going to come in with another play from this one, so let's bring him in right now. Al Ninos, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. How are you, Tony?
Doing great. All right, here we go. And we're looking at this series again here between the Rays and Red Sox at 7 Eastern time. With the Rays here going to lay $1.95, total of 7.
Yeah, so it should be a pretty interesting matchup. Obviously, they have a nice comeback win yesterday, and they'll have a bigger pitching advantage tonight with Shane McClanahan getting the start against Josh Winkowski. McClanahan's been great all season long, Winkowski coming off a rough start, giving up 6 runs to the Yankees, but I think he is facing a slightly easier lineup tonight, and I think he was pitching pretty well before that game against the Yankees, and I think he does obviously better than his last outing. Whether he pitches great or not, I'm not sure, but I think he does well enough, along with McClanahan, who should have another solid game to keep this game under this total.
All right, Mark, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
You're good? You're good?
Yeah.
All right. Now Ninos came and got his word in here. So we got here the Red Sox and Tampa Bay going under total here of 7 runs. Yeah, hard to argue that one. You know with McClanahan, what you're getting. Of course, that stadium always plays those tight games. And, of course, the Rays are where they like to be, at home, where they've done great work here against the division in that home stadium. Of course, as we said yesterday, I think with Damien Soch, we covered this game yesterday and pretty much saying, these small market team really micromanages really their division, right? We saw the nonsense of what happened in Cincinnati, but when they're at home against the division, they just seem to play their best.
Yeah, they like playing at home or on the road. I think they just like showing up, especially against the Red Sox and the Yankees. They usually like taking those teams down, giving them a good challenge. And again, I think, they're pretty big favorites tonight, obviously, with this pitching edge. I think you could look at them to win this game. Not sure I want to lay the run line, though, or the big juice. I might look at them -1 as a side, but again, I really like this total to stay under here.
Yeah, and one thing with the Red Sox bullpen, over their past 10, an ERA of 2.68. So the bullpen's performing well for Boston. You know the Rays bullpen at home this year has been good when you look at the numbers. So it looks like one of those tight games. You think that they Winkowski, ERA of 4.35. Maybe they push across a couple. Maybe when McClanahan gives up one, we could be looking at a one-run a decision late in a low-scoring game. Do you see that happening?
Yeah, I think it's setting up that way, and unless the Rays really get to Winkowski here, but as I said, not the best numbers on the season, but he had been pitching pretty well before that Yankees game, so I expect him to be okay here. And as you said, McClanahan's been great. Rays bullpen hasn't been what it's been over the past few years, but still doing well enough. And as you said, the Red Sox bullpen been pretty hot themselves, so I think it sets up for a lower scoring game here.
Red Sox Rays under total of 7 runs. This one to have a start time. Here of 7 Eastern time. All right, Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium for tonight. Still 10 games on the board here from Major League Baseball. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, a couple different packages. I have a 3-pack, and then I have my best bet separately. I thought Christmas in July started early for me, so I started trying those $15 plays, and so you can still get those. So check those out. Grab a long-term pass. Still a better deal if you want that, and 2-for-1 capper specials, of course.
All right, guys, got on board here with Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. He does have that $15 premium up there right now. Credit guarantee. Remember, these one-offs, these individual plays are credit guarantee. If they don't show a profit, the credit is inserted back into your account. For more picks, also El Ninos here with some plays up there. He has a 3-pack here from Major League Baseball with his best bets in that pass, as well as the long-term pass. We talked about the 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. Get all of Al's premium plays for that period of time. You select when you go to his handicapper page, you make that purchase. Add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion. Even greater value there. Al, you could also get Al's MLB season pass. It's up there. Remainder of Major League Baseball. Of course, that July 14th promo is good on any of these passes. Save 14% off at checkout. Use that promo code July 14. All right, Al, as always, great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Tony. Have a good one, man.
Al Ninos here on the drive through. Let's continue here with our coverage, guys. If you missed any of our picks, we'll do a complete recap here at the end of the show, so you make sure you stay tuned for that. And let's continue on here on the drive through. I think next up here we've got Mitch. You'll find Mitch over at Pick Dogs, part of that morning crew every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Let's bring Mitch in right now. Mitch, what's happening?
Nothing much, Tony. Just enjoying the day of baseball. I love the full day, during the week. That's always, to me, it's the highlight, of the week is when you have weekday, daytime sports.
Yep, and of course the Mariners taking care of business there against the Nationals. I just saw that Anibal Sanchez returns tomorrow for the Washington, as they've been hit hard with injuries.
Well, Tommy Malone's got a day job, so we'll see what happens. You could pretty much have an entire retread team. I had the Mets this afternoon for my play there against the Braves. So far 1-0 to start the day. I'll take it. It's been not my best run, but I seem to hit my $15 big plays, and outside of that, everything else has been kind of hit and miss.
Yeah, it can be that way, no doubt. All right, here we go, 8 Eastern time. These Orioles playing good baseball here, as we've known that, right? People were just figuring this out, but the way the bullpen has performed, they played competitive outside the division. They're here on the road here facing the Cubs. The Cubs up to now -145, total of 8.
Congratulations to all those Cub backers here. They're just getting their asses whooped this series. Last night we saw the same thing with the Cubs favored against the Orioles. I actually have a premium pick here again on the Orioles, and since I don't have a 3-pack or any other pack except for my big play tonight that's still for sale, I figured I would give this pick out here and give it out as a reverse run line for the Orioles because it just seems almost too easy. It's we see this same kind of momentum that we saw last night. Some of the bigger bettors and even some of the good bettors, jumping on the Cubs thinking, well, this Orioles train can't last forever. This is the longest Orioles winning streak in 20 years or more. And, you think that, well, it's got to come to an end. But the thing that they seem to forget is the Cubs are absolutely god awful. I mean, they stink. They started the season pretty strong. Remember with that nice series against the Brewers. So you take away the first few weeks of the season for the Cubs, and the numbers really fall off the chart. They have been absolutely terrible. In this Cubs bullpen, they give up more home runs than anybody. So I would say really look out, if you're thinking of jumping on the Cubs and saying, well, these Orioles can't keep winning forever, the probability eventually catches up with them. It will. I agree with everyone. Eventually it will, but it's not going to happen against a team that, gives up home runs in bunches from the bullpen. They showed the stat across the screen last night. They showed, I watching the game last night, there was two things. And sometimes it's like, they have the Tony Romo crystal ball. And in that Cubs-Orioles game, they happened to have it last night. First of all, they said the Cubs score more runs in the first inning than any team in baseball. And then Ian Happ hit a home run. Okay, right after that graphic was on the screen. And then after the Cubs made that base running blunder, runner on third with one out, shortstop catches a line drive, and the guy in third is 3/4 of the way home, and they just throw him out for the double play. The next batter up for the Orioles to start off the inning, they flash the graphic across the screen. The Cubs bullpen has given up more home runs than any bullpen in baseball, and a tape measure shot that left the park in, less than an eighth of a second. Just a Dave Parker rocket blast is what I call those. There's two guys that I always refer to that hit those type of home runs, Dave Parker and Eddie Murray, where it was just a line drive that just got out of the park so fast. It wasn't like a towering moon blast like Reggie Jackson would hit. I'm talking like the line drive that just was like a rocket. And it was exactly like that Hughes gave up. And I expect to see this Cubs bullpen to give it up in bunches again. When Jordan Lyles comes out and dominates you the way that he did last night, you're in big trouble. And the Cubs certainly said last year, they sent a message to all of us loud and clear. We've been sent some really clear messages here, putting us on, no matter how bad things have gotten, we've at least gotten these things right. That the Cubs last year, when they traded Chris Bryant, Javi Baez, and Anthony Rizzo, along with Craig Kimbrell, when they traded those four guys, you know what they said to you, me, and everybody else watching the show? We're going to lose a lot of games. We're fine with it because we're going to rebuild. And these guys who might be able to win us some games here and there over the short term, we don't really care. The other team that sent us the message was after the lockout ended this year, and that was the Oakland A's, who said to us, we're going to lose a lot of games because anybody that we have that's worth anything, we're going to unload them. And I'll tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if Oakland doesn't unload Montas and Blackburn at the break by the trade deadline as well, because they might be able to get something for them. But the A's, it's been a fire sale, and for the Cubs, it was a fire sale last year. I think the Orioles just playing great baseball. I think they missed on a few home runs and a few opportunities last night. I think they absolutely pound the Cubs here. I think this is just easy money.
All right, we got Mitch here on the Orioles here, the reverse run line here. So lay the 1.5 with Baltimore. You get past plus 190 here against the Cubs. One thing when you look at these Orioles, look at the runs allowed here during this streak and how well the pitching staff is performing. We're talking about an Orioles bullpen that right now sits here with an ERA with last check it was 3.23. When you think about it, the Orioles play in the AL East, right? You're facing the likes of the Yankees, Red Sox, Blue Jays, Rays. and you put up those type of numbers. So when you go out of your division, you're starting to see the Orioles really play well out of the division because they're gonna take their lumps when they play the Yanks, the Red Sox, but I think they're gonna be more competitive now as we move forward. But look how strong they look outside the division now.
We saw them go into Toronto and bust up the Blue Jays, and in fact, the games that the Blue Jays beat them, it was like miracle comebacks and one-run games. But the games that the Orioles won, they just absolutely dominated them. And I think you can go into Toronto and beat up on the Jays. You sure as heck can go into Chicago and have your way against the Chicago Cubs. And the Orioles showed us that last night. Not playing very good baseball, not getting a lot of hits, and still winning. By 2 runs in that game. And I think, when we look at this type of wise guy play, which is what this is, for the Cubs and being this, pretty solid size favorite here against a Baltimore team that's won 9 games in a row. You have a team that's 11 games under 500 at home against a team that's only 8 games under 500 on the road after a horrific start. And one team that had the strong start at home, the other team that had the horrific start on the road. And it's like, so the numbers are even more slanted that way. And we saw the same betting action and the same type of line movement, not quite to this high of numbers, but we saw the same type of thing yesterday where the Orioles started plus, even money, then they went plus 105, they went plus 110, and we're seeing the same thing today. These guys, this is like the Cleveland Browns a few years ago, where the wise guys just got absolutely destroyed. And this is ugliness at Wrigley Field because this is a team where their goal is to lose. They love being the lovable losers. That's their identity. And when you trade Chris Bryant, Javi Baez, Anthony Rizzo, and Craig Kimbrell all at the same time, all within a day of each other, you send a very clear message that we're going to lose and we're going to excuse ourselves for losing because we've traded away these guys and we've sent a message that we're going to rebuild. Even like Hayward doesn't play anymore. He's in the last year of his contract, and it's the same thing. I think Happ is reasonable. Horner has good speed, but other than that, they really don't have anything else. Wisdom's not a bad player, but it's like you're not going to beat, this Orioles team, it believes, Hayes, Santander, Mountcastle played horrible last night, horrible at the plate. My guess is that, if he connects on one, this thing goes 9-10-2 Orioles.
Yep, some more numbers here. Orioles at 44-44, returning 1,710 units on $100 bet. The Cubs are 19 games under 500, minus 14-11.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. It's a wise guy, type play, looking at the odds movement and, from our really bad information that we have. I find that the way that the odds movement and the money movement that we are getting, from the guys that we can get it from these days, I guess I can't really say their names. I guess I can't, but anyways, most people know where to find this stuff. It's readily available for free and for pay and for cheap or for expensive. It's readily available, all that information now. But I think that the fact that it is so readily available and we don't know exactly where that information comes from, it's more likely to put you on a public dog, than anything else. And here it's got you on just really, just barking up the wrong tree here, like we saw last night, with similar line movement with the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Mitch here on the Orioles reverse run line. Minus 1.5 runs, plus 190 against the Cubs. All right, Mitch, what do you have going on tonight over at the site?
I just have one play out there. I do have a premium pick on the Orioles, but I gave it to you guys for free. But I have my $15 big play. I've been hitting about 70% clip on this one. I have not had a good baseball season, but man, my big play has been money. It's been kind of like I hit 3, I lose 1. I hit 2, I lose 1. It's been like that. I haven't had like the Romanelli 14-game winning streak like he had, about a month ago. But I have, been able to consistently hit. And, so, you get those 75% and 66% and you keep going. I'm hitting at about a 70% clip on these $15 big plays. And, a lot of people cashing on them. I might get a lot of hateful comments, but they're not about that. So.
Of course, we have the July 14th promo. I was hearing Cappers talk about Christmas in July. Are those in the plans?
Yes, we're going to do Christmas in July. We're going to do probably a few different specials for Christmas in July, but the big one in Christmas in July is always the yearly specials, for the yearly packages. And those will run more than likely from the All-Star break all the way through to the end of the month. And then cappers will also have the opportunity to add other packages to give people a taste of what they would receive on a longer term package. So you get cappers will be discounting their 3-day and their 7 days. And then this way, with the intention to be able just to show you that this is their style, this is how many picks you can generally expect, and all these sort of questions that we get all the time. And then the whole idea is that you take advantage of those yearly packages, because if you buy for instance my yearly package, it will end up costing you the same price as if you bought one weekly every month.
Yeah,
you'll get the entire year. It's like it is a really, really good deal. And it's something that it's like you could take advantage of multiple capper packages on it and still end up better than our 2-for-1 prices, which is something that's really, really popular. So the reason why we're able to do it in July and the reason why we do it is because we know that we have people that follow us all year long, and that's our core audience, and they're going to be able to take advantage of it. The people that just come for football season or just come for college basketball season or whatever, we love them too. But they're a yearly package. They're more likely to pay for the season of whatever sport they're watching with what you guys will be paying for a year. So it is always our. Well, I've never run deals until a couple of months ago. I started doing it just to kind of, have it out there, and it doesn't make a difference to me. It's like I take all the money that we make on the website and I put it back into the site, and you guys can see it. Hopefully you guys can see it. It's like I took part of it, I built an entire another website, Pick Dogs, right? The money that I made from Sports Chat, and then you guys can see the betting tools, and you guys we'll see our NFL stuff that we're going to be doing in the coming weeks. And, we were invited by one of the big casinos that runs one of the big contests to do our show out by their pool, which is a really cool spot. And I'm on the fence about it. So probably talk to Tony and some of the guys and see if it's something that, we're going to do or we're not going to do. But I don't know if I want to promote their contest and all that stuff and have that kind of obligation. But I do want to promote what we're doing, and I'm excited about it. And we're going to be doing a lot more things. We've been playing catch up for a long time, and we'll continue to play catch up, but we're going to be delivering. And we know that when we've put our best foot forward and we've kind of like set the pace as to what we want to do. While guys like Action Network and PicksWise and these other guys, they have dominated the sportsbook sign-up space, right? Because we haven't really entered it, right? We haven't tried it. But anything that they've gone head to head with us on, we slaughtered them. And I imagine in that space we will as well. They try video. They're not even close. They try articles in the website. They're not even close, right? So it's like when it comes to the other stuff, they're not going to be close either. It's just a matter of flipping the switch. Betting tools. I mean, the Action Network app, you're going to put that up against our betting tools? I mean, it's a joke. It's a joke, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, speaking of betting tools, something I really like, and I think you got to get it out more, is your newsletter. Because when I got your newsletter yesterday, Mitch, you really broke down the betting tools. You kind of you cut it out with clickable links. You gave the explanation. It was almost like a textbook where you see, graphic 8.1, 8.2, stuff like that. We go back to your school days, but it made it easy to follow through and for me easier to understand because you basically gave an explanation and a link to check it out.
There wasn't a lot of text in it. So the funny thing is that, Tony and I, we don't rehearse this segment. And I didn't ask him to promote the newsletter or the betting tools or anything like that on this show. I never have. But the thing is that he's not the only one that's told me that about yesterday's newsletter. I was told by several people that was the best newsletter I've ever sent. So this is something that I believe is going to be a pattern of things that we're going to be doing going forward. Maybe spending more time on some of these things, like the way on that newsletter I took the angles and then I said, well, here's some of the data behind the angle, without really going into it, just showing you where you could find it. right? But it's like, instead of doing that, we're thinking about maybe, taking a tool, going in depth into it each day, and then do kind of like a weekly or, some kind of newsletter where we say, all right, here's the across the board, the best of the best all the way through. So, I enjoyed doing it, and it wasn't something that was thing, but it's like some of the best things we've ever come up with happen that way. It just happens, and it's like, you don't know until you throw a line in the water. But I'm glad I heard that from you, because you're not the only one that has said that to me. That was the best newsletter we ever had. Yeah, something as robust as the Sports Made tool is definitely. This is definitely a great tool to help people to understand it and get them to use it. Because to me, it was great. Here's what it does. Here's a snapshot. Click it. Boom. I'm ready to go. Yeah, I think it was a high level look at it. And the thing is, I didn't really show a lot. I didn't really show a lot of the tools. I only picked out, 4 or 5 of them. Because you just give them a little piece. Give them a little piece every week, and then they'll be. Well, that's what we're going to do then. We're going to start to look at some more of that stuff and start to send these out in the newsletters. And I think, you're right. Educating people is the thing. It's not, the idea is not to spew at people. It's to educate them and to use the tools in a way that works for them. And I've been trying, I say it in the video all the time. I know a lot of people cut out of the video by the time I start to talk about it, but I say we let the data do the driving for you, and then we take the guesswork out of it. There's no arguing that this has come in 7 of the last 10 times. There's no argument to that. The only argument is to say that is plus 100 odds on something that comes in, that hits a 70% rate. Is that good enough when it's Max Scherzer pitching and not the Pirates and the Reds, who these guys just faced? It's like, that's the only argument that you have there with the data. So I think it's it's something that we're working on. We have a lot of tools on the way as well, and it's something that I know I need to work on. And I think I'll be doing videos explaining all of the tools and stuff, but it's the issue is that it's not really my thing. So it's like, I don't want to waste my time and effort to do it in a way that people won't understand or isn't what they're looking for. So I'm just looking for help on those sort of things, so a little bit of guidance, and we're working on it, but the newsletter, good to hear it. I will start sending it out more often with, the betting tools, and kind of just keeping them short and just, linkable type things. Give them little pieces and linkable. That's the key. Linkable. They can link to it. They can see it right there, and they can start using it, and they understand it, and easier to understand. All right, Mitch, anything else you got for us? That's it. We got the All-Star break next week. We never, a lot of people will act like, oh, we get a big break and everything. We talk a big game about the big break that we get for the All-Star break. I only get 3 days off a year, and it's the All-Star break. I don't get those 3 days. I never get them. Like, I never get them. I get Christmas Eve, and it's like, I don't even get that. It's really the day before Christmas Eve I get. Yeah, no doubt. Of course, there are shows we'll be having a season win total and futures. There's a lot of things to talk about as we're getting closer and closer to football, Mitch. Yeah, I think one of the things that we could add to this show going forward is maybe 2 of the people that talk to do a team preview of NFL or college, and kind of like the pluses, what this team's added, what they lost, what they did last year, and what the outlook is this year, and where we're at, just quickly, drive through style. We could maybe start to add that. So, all right, cool. That's great. I'm excited. Sounds great. All right, Mitch, have yourself a great week. Well, thanks everybody. We appreciate all of you guys, and especially you guys during baseball season. It's not like where we have thousands of people on the shows and stuff, and it's like we don't do it for that. We do it because we love doing it. So hopefully we get on a lot of winners. Absolutely. All right, Mitch, have yourself a great week. We'll talk with you next week. Mitch here on the drive-thru. Guys, if you missed any of our picks, we'll do a complete recap at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. It is now time for my pick. Let me get my game card up here for you right now. We're going to be looking at this one between the Cardinals and Dodgers at 7:45 Eastern time. We got the Dodgers here, $1.55, total of 8. I'll be looking at the total in this one. We're going to be going under the total of 8 runs here with the LA Dodgers and the St. Louis Cardinals. Of course, Gonsolin will get the start. Let me just go over here and click the refresh key to make sure there has been no changes in these lineups or in starting pitching. You never know. Something can happen. Someone could get a hangnail in the bullpen when they're warming up. We just want to make sure we're still
right with Adam Wainwright against Tony Gonsolin here in this really anticipated game that's on national TV tonight. Let's see. It looks like it will be Gonsolin and Wainwright going head-to-head in this one. Of course, we know Tony Gonsolin it made the All-Star team. He's hoping maybe he'll become the starter. This one's at Dodger Stadium. We'll see how that rolls here. He's put up some great numbers this season. ERA 1.62, whip of .80, a 24% strikeout guy, 41% on the ground balls, limits the home runs. The FIP's a little high, but it's 3.35, but let's hope it doesn't come into play here. Of course, Adam Wainwright, 17 starts. Man, the guy still has it, huh? ERA 3.15. The whip of 1.21 and a strikeout rate of about 20%, limits his walks, limits the home runs, gets a lot of ground balls still at 46%, has movement on his pitches. You see that a lot with the Cardinals, those pitchers they're able to move the ball and get ground balls at 46%. One thing to note here with the Cardinals here, take a look at their bullpen. Over their past 10 games, their bullpen ERA of 1.74. That's part of the reason why I'm going to go with the Dodgers and St. Louis Cardinals to go under total of 8 runs. All right, guys, check out Pig Dogs right now. I have 4 premium picks up there. I have my 3-pack, my 3 best bets up on the side. Also, my $15 premium is up there. I am the top units producer in baseball for this season over at Pig Dogs, documented for 2022. You can verify that by going over to Pig Dogs, go to my handicapper page, and go down to pick history. You can see all the plays that are listed, graded immediately there. So get on board right now with my 3-pack as well as my $15 premium. Hit the $15 premium yesterday. Feeling good about it today. So get on board. And of course, don't forget that promo July 14, and you'll save 14% off at checkout with your purchase. So be sure to check it out over there. Of course, I'm also part of the 2-for-1 cap promotion with my long-term passes. I have my 3, 7, and 30-day all sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that period of time you select when you go over to the handicapper page and you make that purchase. All right, let's continue on here with the drive-thru. It is now time here for our recap. Let's recap the games. We got started off with Chris. Chris liked the Athletics first 5 plus 145 against the Rangers. Big Al McMordie, Angels minus 110 against the Astros. Al Ninos was on the Red Sox Rays going under 7. Mitch was on the Orioles reverse run line minus 1.5 runs plus 190 against the Cubs. Yours truly, Dodgers Cardinals under 8. And I will hear the one I like the best. I like Chris's play with the Athletics here, first 5 plus 145 against the Rangers. Like Blackburn, not like what I've been seeing with this Rangers pitching staff here going of late here. That will be the play. That will do it here for this edition of the Drive-Thru, guys. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow live at 3 p.m. at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers here from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Go over all the plays for you. Give out free picks as well. Make sure to like and subscribe. Set those notifications. Hey, we want you guys live with us so you can bet in the best numbers from all these great picks from our cappers at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. And don't forget, it all gets started every single day at 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's the morning show. We got Chris, we got Mitch, we got Brian Biller. Don't forget Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. Javon's with his parlays. We've got Brian Biller with his Take It to the Bank and his money plays. So be sure to check those out as well. Fast 5 as well. And of course, we've got the MMA show on Saturday with Mills and Brad. Of course, that's why you want to set those notifications. They go on about 1 o'clock on Saturdays, right after the morning show on the weekend. So make sure you check them out. Really good content here at Pig Dogs. A lot of contributions here with Chris and, of course, Mitch at night, splitting duties here with the free picks overnight on the baseball and more. So check us out here over at Pig Dogs. Give us a like, a thumbs up, and, of course, subscribe and set notifications. That'll do it for the night show. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from Naked and wave goodbye. You guys have yourself a great evening. We'll talk with you again tomorrow.